Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of The Expanse reaction. This is Red Live, my name is Matt. Okay, so, previous episode, episode 3, um, it was Remember the Cant. So, riots started happening, maybe the beginning of a revolution up in the belt, up in, I think it's Sirius. I'm still confused about that. I'm just gonna call both of them the same thing. Hopefully I'm right. Um, Oh, I want to say, people in the comments have been not spoiling things, but soft spoiling things. As in, when you watch something and you're not quite sure if it's one thing or the other thing, people have been confirming it's this thing. And it's like, well, I kind of enjoyed not knowing. Like I enjoy not knowing, and then the show just takes me in that direction instead of people just straight up confirming it for me. So yeah, don't really confirm anything that it's up in the air. Like maybe I have a theory and people go like, no, that's wrong, and I'm like, well, I had fun thinking that it might be right. And if the show wants to shut it down, then it will be in time. But don't like kill it right away, okay? Just let me know obvious things that I miss, but not necessarily everything. Okay, so all right, previous episode 3, we had that riot thing that happened at the end of the episode in the belts with that Macklemore looking asshole. uh, but then that kind of got out of hand. A couple people got murdered. That one guy that Julie Mao dated got murdered. Guy that had kind of long hair. And the guy and Miller saw him on the dating side. So my theory right then was like, oh, maybe this like thing was an excuse for them to kill this guy that knew Julie Mao, but to silence him. But it will just go down as like, oh, an accident, unfortunate person that died in the riots, but it was actually an assassination thing. That was my theory in the moment. But the most important thing that happened there is that Havelock got impaled and died at the very end of the episode. So Havelock was Miller's partner. Given Miller was the only one that was actually on the plot track, Halo was more on just hanging out, so it makes sense. But yeah, that happened. He's gone. And I actually didn't realize this, but I think that the guy that killed Havelock is this bald guy, and I think that was the guy that Miller actually Miller went earlier in the episode to investigate this one place, and he was like, the bald guy was about to just like attack another guy from Mars or Earth. I don't know. And Miller got in the way and he pointed a gun at him. And that's when this guy, what was his name? Anderson Dawes, also known as Valery Legasov in Chernobyl. He stepped in and he interrupted and he made almost a Sylvester McCoy quote in Survival. Never mind that. But that happened. And I think it was the same guy. So I bet Miller feels like shit over that. I could have just killed this guy before shit got crazy, but it didn't, so, Alright, let's go to the main crew. We had Holden, Shed, Naomi, Amos, and Alex. There we go. That's it. I only read like 2 of those. So, we got all of them. They got taken by the Mars people. By the Donegar. Okay, they were all put in the cell except for Alex, who apparently served for the Martian Navy. So they were like, this guy's alright. He has nothing to do with this shit. So they just gave him clothes and everything, which it led to some group conflict. There's a lot of group conflict, and I actually do enjoy that because this group is a dysfunctional bunch. Because we have Naomi, the super skilled badass lady that can just do anything. We have Amos. I don't know how to pronounce that. People will tell me, and even if you tell me, I'm gonna ignore you because people have been upset. On episode 2, I actually mispronounced the scopuli, and I'm low key. I want to mispronounce it on purpose from now on because it's fun. But I'm above that, I think. So the Scopuli, whatever, that blew up in episode 1. Okay, Naomi is a badass. Amos is kind of I almost said her pet, but not really. Like he's an actual character, but I am I'm having trouble understanding what the situation between those two is, and I actually want to see more of that. And that's definitely something they're gonna delve into later on. But for now, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. He just does whatever Naomi wants him to do. But Naomi isn't necessarily like evil or anything, or like she's not necessarily bossy towards him, but he is unbelievably obedient and concerned over Naomi, and Naomi seems to be concerned about him. So there's something going on there. I don't know what the backstory is. All right, so then we got Shed, who is the fucking funniest character in the show. He's the Shed. He is a dumbass and a coward, and I'm like, yeah, I like that. And then we got Holding, who is just like the badass hero that doesn't give a shit, main character dude. They did like reference a little bit of his story that I don't think I talk about in the review for episode 3, but they did mention like he grew up on Earth and there was some shit that went down and the people he grew up with and all of that. I actually didn't pay that much attention to it back then. I'll probably should after this episode, but right now I don't have it. I don't have a full explanation to give to you because it was kind of like glossed over. But okay. And then we had Alex, who is the guy that served for Mars, and that's it. We don't really know much about him. But I really enjoy the scene where they all just fought each other because it's like, okay, Shed is a liar and kind of a incompetent idiot. Holden is just like, Naomi, are you a terrorist? And then Naomi is like, you are accusing me? And then Amos is defending Naomi. And then Alex is like, okay, somebody has to come clean because they're going to murder all of us. And then Amos starts choking Alex. And it's like, all right, this is not going well. Okay, but then Holden was taken to, like, Mars. I don't know. Not taken to Mars, but taken to, like, the Mars, like, head cockpit. I don't know. With important lady captain. And she was like, okay, you gotta go on camera and tell everyone that you lied when you sent that message saying that Mars destroyed the Scopuli because we didn't do that. And this is gonna lead to a full-on galactic war. And nobody wants that. So can you please say that wasn't true and throw Naomi under the bus? And then Holden was like, I'm not doing that because Naomi saved my life and she's awesome. And then they were like, okay, a ship is following us. We think it's a terrorist ship here for Naomi. So, do we throw her under the bus or what do we do? And I think that was a lot of assumptions to make, but we'll see. Then we also got Christian back on Earth. She is the grandma on Earth, who is a badass too. And she's like a high-ranked politician, whatever. She was torturing the guy in episode 1. But on the previous episode, she actually got a friend of hers, I think his name was Frank, to actually, like, look into, like, secret military Mars communications or whatever, in order to figure out whether or not they were attempting to start, like, a movement or a war or something, because of the stealth technology that the dude had on episode 1 and 2 and then killed himself. So they discovered that apparently Mars didn't give them the stealth technology. They were as confused as everyone. So, yeah, apparently Mars didn't do anything. They are not instigating anything. So the question is who is, like what's actually going on here. And my theory on previous episode was like, well, maybe Mars is like playing like 1000 IQ chess and they're like planning like 7 steps ahead, and they're like they planted evidence for them to look innocent, you know, like the calls of like, well, we don't know what happened to the stealth thing technology. So then when they actually people investigated into them, then they realize, oh shit, like they're innocent, and that's what they attack. You know, that would be a really fun high level move of tactics, but I don't know if that's true. That's just my fun theory because I enjoy that, but maybe it's another mystery. Maybe it's something else that we have to figure out. So, okay, I think that's it for episode 3. I think we can jump into episode 4. So I'm gonna be doing that now. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, Expanse season 1, episode 4. Let's go. Okay, he's actually investigating this one guy. Was it actually like an assassination?
Stiff's ID is Busy Patico. You know, there's no religious directive on file, so okay if I recycle them? Factory on 39 needs some fertilizer.
You're just guessing Naomi's OPA, too.
We both know that's better than a guess.
We had nothing to do with the Canterbury. But because of you, Earth thinks we destroyed it. Some people are calling it an act of war. You need to recant.
Some kind of game being played here. Maybe someone wants a war, I don't know. But if you really do want to stop it, then let us go, and then we talk.
Captain, inbound vessel approaching defense perimeter.
Jamming us.
What's this?
Multiple fast movers detected.
Like the architecture of those ships was weird. Kind of looked like asteroids from a distance until I got a better look.
Maybe we should get strapped in.
Good idea.
So are this the actual guys that destroyed the Canterbury?
They started this fight, and we're going to finish it.
Maybe they want you to do that.
They took our people hostage. We have to get a ship there. Somebody has a new fleet of warships.
I concur. Any idea who it might be?
Not yet.
Staring at the stars? Or at the moon?
Papa said you shouldn't be on the roof.
I can be wherever I want, child.
I worry about people who throw rocks.
Nobody could throw rocks that big. It just happens sometimes. Because, you know, gravity.
I have a question. What are we looking at?
He used to tell me stories when I was a little boy about these endless blue sky, free air everywhere, open water all the way to the horizon. He told me that someday we would make Mars just like that. When you spend your whole life living under a dome, even the idea of an ocean seems impossible to imagine. I could never understand your people.
The ones that
Why,
would
when
run
the
away.
universe has bestowed so much upon you, you seem to care so little for it.
Wrecking things is what Earthers do best. Martians, too. But look your ship.
We are nothing like you. Free food, free water, free drugs, so that you can forget the aimless lives you lead. You're short-sighted and selfish, and it will destroy you.
Okay.
My only hope is that we can bring Mars to life before you destroy that, too.
Yo! What is wrong with that guy? Fuck your planet and your people, you're all shit.
Their Torp's guidance systems are really good, better than anything we ever simmed against. They're pushing our PDCs to the limit.
Impact on main reactor housing.
Okay, I have a theory. Right now I have a theory. Which I don't know if I ever talked about in the previous episodes. But like the blue shit that we saw like once or twice, that it was never addressed, but more importantly we saw it at the beginning of episode 1. Is there like a new material that was discovered or whatever? Or new life forms coming off of it? I'm talking exclusively of episode 1. And these ships have a lot of blue shit.
Why you pencil?
This is his place, right?
Why you pensa means what do you think? Alright, that's good. I can infer something from Spanish. Look at this narc busting in. Oh, Macklemore! We're here to bust Macklemore.
Busy Batico's dead.
Oh.
He'd be out there. That Busy Patico.
Once the lead's done,
I'm confused about what I just saw. I want to say like some kind of sci-fi afterlife, mind uploading, but I think it's more likely that that was just like a video game and they were all a bunch of assholes.
There have been rumblings that you should be replaced as head of operations for the project. Been making a number of elders and the general authorities uncomfortable, particularly in light of the recent events in the belt.
The OPA is only interested in human rights and jobs for all belters.
And fomenting riots on Ceres, and inflaming passions in the wake of the Canterbury.
The history of organized religion isn't exactly strife-free. You're gonna have a very difficult time retaining the most skilled belters for your project. I mean the ones who build for reliability. You're about to send your best and brightest Mormons on a 100-year voyage to a new world around a new sun. Who knows what tragic malfunctions might occur along the way.
We're still weighing our options. For now, please just continue along as before.
Great. We have some calibration work to do on the Navu's sensor arrays, so I'm gonna need you to get all your people off the ship, and I'll let you know when we're done.
Are they gonna take the ship? Just steal it? You know, just like we're all being kicked out, so fuck it. Let's just take it.
We're good to go. Get all the Mormons off the ship and get those sensors pointed toward the Donager. I need a full report.
That looks cool.
Got rail guns too. Never seen them on ships this size.
Oh boy.
God damn it, let me out of this chair. I don't need to be here. Put me back with my people.
Nothing matching their profile in MCRN or UN records.
Isolate each vessel. I want detailed imagery and drive signatures on every one of them.
You know them?
I've seen a ship like that before.
Oh shit, hold the nose. Okay, grab this gun.
No, this ain't good at all.
You know, for a badass Mickey Navy boy, you're a pretty whiny little bitch.
I was just a transport pilot, you yahoo. You understand? I wasn't trained for this shit. Oh, man, this is not supposed to be happening.
Hey,
no,
Alex.
no, 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 no.
Hey. Look what I got. Everything's gonna be okay, okay?
Don't forget.
Calm me right down. Trust me, we're all gonna be just fine.
That's bad. That's bad. All right. All right. So I'm still kind of processing that sequence of events that we just had. Okay. Okay, we Gucci. We're good. Shit isn't, but... Alright. Shit.
It's like it blew up the Canterbury.
Says to want to blow up the Canterbury. So yeah, it's them. It wasn't Mars at all.
We're being boarded.
Jesus!
Tell you,
Not now,
the
Lieutenant.
ships you're fighting are just like the ones that blew up the Canterbury. Whoever's responsible for this is trying to blame Mars for everything.
I want you to get Mr. Holden off of this ship.
Yeah, he has to
Back
survive.
MCRN command. He's
He has
the
to
only
survive.
person who can directly testify to this.
Yes, he's the only one.
Take him. Hold on. I'm not going anywhere without my shipmates.
Make sure you get this off with him.
What's that? Ship information of everything we've got. Okay, so the ship's going down, and everyone here is dying.
I figure we have maybe 20 minutes of air left.
Crap. What are you doing?
Sedative.
Okay.
There's enough here to take one of us out, which will slow down their breathing and cut down our oxygen use. It's my idea. I'll take the shot.
No, we need you conscious.
We need the only smart person conscious.
He should do it. I can carry you. You can't carry me.
Okay, he has to take it. Damn it. Chet's body in the background. You're gonna be fine, man. I was expecting immediately after I said that Chet to just pop up. I mean, I guess you can't do it twice and expect the same impact. I mean, they could, honestly. Okay, now it's setting in.
I want to say thank you for helping me all those times you did. You're a good person.
I could have been better. I didn't get to say goodbye.
To who?
It doesn't matter.
Alright. Not the end of your character arc yet. Holden is just gonna make a run in order to try and save his people, isn't he? Oh, we mean boarded? By who? I saw some blue shit! I saw some blue shit! Holden is just gonna make a run and try to save his guys.
God damn it, Holden, get back here!
Look at this.
You got the recording from...
You found his ID. That's how it's supposed to work.
It's not him. You see, every time I sample the guy, I get a different ID comes up with a face. It looks like it could be a match.
Huh.
What? They're creating body doppelgangers.
I tried Havelock, he doesn't want to be found.
Ha.
Memory
He's got
crypt?
a memory crypt in his calf.
What?
Let's take it out.
It's so, like, empty.
There.
Okay, got it.
Judging by the file names, these are government records.
Okay,
Customs
okay, no.
documents,
So it's like a
crime
USB
deed.
drive.
This guy was a data broker.
Well, whatever he brokered. Must have been important enough to get him killed. I don't care if you're up to your whatever and whoever, but when you come up for air, I'm gonna need you to cover for me with Shadid, okay?
Is this person gonna finally see the body? Or...
Use your imagination, alright? I know you can be a devious son of a bitch when you want to be.
Yeah. He's alive! I cannot fucking believe you that he's alive!
I'll get help! Somebody help!
I cannot fucking believe that this motherfucker is alive. Okay, so Havelock impaled, not dead, shed, medic, dead as shit. Okay, writing that down. What are these blue people? None of them lost their helmets. Only the Mars people lost their helmets. You dumb motherfucker. They got you. They got your air thing. Okay. Wait. Did that suit like...
I won't testify to anything.
What?
Unless you help me get my friends off this ship.
Okay, that's it.
I want to speak to him.
Yes, sir. Doesn't look like any OPA grunt I've ever seen. Tech is way too advanced.
You want medical attention, you start speaking now. Well, I'll be dead soon enough.
What the fuck is this? What does that mean?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You will all testify that Mars had nothing to do with the Canterbury's destruction. Suit up fast. The air seal is temporary. We have to move.
Okay.
Keep hearing about Phoebe Station, and if we're all gonna die because of it, can't you at least tell me what the hell happened there?
Yeah, that would be nice to know.
Donager was dispatched to Phoebe Station after she went silent for several weeks. Why? We still don't know. Everyone on board was dead. Their bodies were incinerated. We found them refrozen to the walls of the ice tunnels. We thought it was a fire or a chemical spill, but then we discovered that all the computer cores were destroyed. You mean someone did it deliberately? They were covering something up.
Are we gonna take this rocket ship in order to escape? And just fucking self-destruct the Donager? I mean, how did none of you get hit with all this many bullets? Okay, one hit. That also means that your suit is open, by the way. Your cover fire is done. What? What is happening? Okay, I understand what happened now. they started flying off, and in order to save that, in order to stop that from happening, because there's no gravity, they were just gonna go upwards. He kicked her and put the thing on her in order to launch himself back into the floor, in order for them to use the thing in order to pull her back into the floor, and then the MacBooks allowed them to just stuck to the floor again. Alright, that was really good. Good job, Holden. That was really good, and it was kind of difficult for me to follow, but...
I'm not a pilot. Someone else needs to fly.
Who can fly something here? Alex. But Alex is really fucked up. Can he do it?
Authorize full operational control of all systems for everyone now on board.
Okay. Everyone has full control.
I don't think I'm in any...
We have to! Nobody else can! Yeah. Juice him up. Oh, we got guns now. We got guns now. Blow up the wall of the ship and now we leave. How are we gonna escape from like the 100 ships that are outside, though?
It would have been nice to see an ocean on Mars.
Yeah, this guy's probably dead. He gave everyone full authorization to the ship, so he can just die now. That's fine. We're gonna be pursued. For sure. And you are dead. Oh, you're gonna blow up the ship. So then that way, you're gonna take as many with you as you could. Alright. Yo! That's the next motion. Shockwave.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Son of a bitch.
Alright, that's it. Wow, okay. That episode was fucking action-packed, dude. It was so good. Okay. Holy shit, that episode. Okay. A lot happened there. Episode 3, a couple of things happened. Episode 4, everything happened. I said it a little bit, but like, there was so much stuff in that episode that I was just like... I felt like the episode should have been like 10 minutes earlier than it did, but it's because it felt long. But like, it didn't feel long because it was dragging on. It felt long because there was so much that I just thought we were nearing the end, and then we didn't, and then it just kept going several times. Okay, that episode. Okay, first of all, can I get an F in the chat for Shed, who is now dead as shit? I checked my TXT file that I've been using to write down everything that's been happening on these episodes, and I alt-tab into it, and I read Shed, medic, alive. And then I was like, he's not alive anymore. And I just started laughing because he already almost died on episode 2 when he saved Alex. So I was like, he's dead. And then it's like, oh, no, never mind. He's alive. And then it's like, okay, now he's dead. Now I can say he's dead. But here's the thing, though, is that we're talking about some future nonsense, especially with this one guy, Busy. So I'm just thinking, maybe he's not, but I think he is. Like, I think that's pretty definitive. On the other hand, Havelock is not. The DXT said Havelock impaled dead, and now it says Havelock impaled not dead. Because, wow, I cannot believe that motherfucker is alive. I cannot believe he survived. I legitimately cannot. Like, that character felt like the most, like, we could kill in a character that you were somewhat invested in, but not really. We could just kill this one guy, and it will serve as, like, a motivation for Miller, you know? Who is the one that is actually following the plot, and it's like, no, never mind, he's alive, don't worry about it. Shed, on the other hand, just fucking... And when Shed died, I did not immediately... I feel like my brain was trying to process what happened. Because right away, I was like, that's not good. But the reason why I said that is because I looked... So they show me a hole, and the sound going away. So my thought was, okay, no more sound, hole there. Okay, the thing got shot, which means that we don't have any air anymore. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And then the camera cut to a body with no head And I was like, oh, so that's what happened. Okay, sure. That got me, because I thought that what the hit was, oh, the chamber is now open, we're in a vacuum, we don't have any air anymore, we're gonna die, asphyxiation, which I thought was like a fun, like, no, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine, and then it's just a vacuum, like we're dying. But the joke was that it was, no, don't worry, it's gonna be no head, just fucking brain matter everywhere, nothing, disintegrated, destroyed. That was the joke. I enjoy that. I enjoy that Shed died as he lived. He died making a... He wasn't making a joke, but he died as a punchline, almost. It's like, no, it's fine. Like, the complete opposite. It's the rawest moment the show has had. And it kind of functions as a punchline. Okay, here's the thing, though. Is that I said that Shed is, like, not my favorite of the five because it's Naomi, but he's, like... It was up there. Simultaneously though, if any of them were to die first, I would have chosen Shed. I would have chosen, alright, the joke character. He's not a joke character, okay? I'm not trying to pretend that there's no value to him. But the character that does feel like the coward and the guy that is just, like, anxious and trying to, like, and almost serves as comedy relief at a couple moments. He got one or two laughs out of me on the previous episode, so I was kind of happy with that. That character, probably the one that's gonna go first. I'm just saying, in a show like this, that's the one that I would expect to die first. So even though I liked him a lot, I'm like, yeah, sure. If I'm expecting anyone to die, which I was expecting that guy. I was expecting Shed. So yeah, there we go. Man, that was so raw. That was so fucking raw. Dude, like, I actually want to go back and see that and just try to absorb how raw it was. Because it was, like, almost too much. It was, like, almost too much. I'm just watching that scene again. That's such a good scene, though. Yeah, I'm looking at it. And I had trouble understanding what the fuck happened right away. But that's such a good scene, though. The one thing you can be glad about this death is that he probably didn't feel a thing. That was probably so instantaneous that the pain was mostly felt by everyone else rather than him. And he died as a punchline too. If I die, I want to die making a joke. Not even like a spoken joke, but a practical joke. A joke of like, everything's fine, I'm not gonna die. And then right away dying the most visceral day that I could possibly die. That's a practical joke. That's a good one. Okay, so rewatching this scene, there's a couple bits that I'm noticing. So he wants to grab the thing, and before he can finish the sentence, you hear the boom, and then the thing flies away from your hands because it's being sucked into the vacuum. We see Amos looking at Naomi. Right away, he looks at Naomi, which tells me, alright, his immediate instinct is to check to see if Naomi's safe. Okay, that tells me something about him. She is looking at what used to be Shed. And yeah, everyone's looking at what used to be Shed. We get a nice look at that. And at the blood coming out. And then Naomi right away goes, we need to plug the holes with whatever air was left so fucking sound could travel. Okay, you have to be really glad that you're in the situation with like the most capable person in the universe and her and her buddy, who also kind of doesn't care about anything except her. Because that means that, okay, Naomi's able to willpower herself into action, and Amos is able to just say, like, all right, we gotta work. And then both of them literally just seal the thing and manage to survive by sealing the thing away so the air couldn't get entirely out. So they didn't immediately die. So it's really good that they were both able to do that. Because even Amos was able to, like, seal the hole that was next, well, not next to, but like exactly on Shed's head, what used to be head. He was able to seal that hole. And it's like, yeah, I don't see Alex doing that. I think Alex would have immediately have a panic attack if he had to do anything and wouldn't be able to do it. But Naomi and Amos, yes, because Naomi is like, okay, we gotta fix this, and Amos is like, yes, sir, or yes, mom. And then after that was done is when Naomi actually had the moment of like, whoa, shit, he died, you know? Okay, so that out of the way, this entire episode almost took place in the Donager. So, okay, Mars didn't do it. Mars is being framed, which makes sense. Like, I wasn't sold into any, like, theories of, like, oh, Mars did it, or Mars didn't do it, or framing, or whatever. I was just, like, waiting to see what had happened. So now that it's revealed that it's like, okay, they're probably, most likely being framed with this unknown group, entity, whatever. They have blue helmets, that's the best information we got on them. They have really advanced tech. That's the best information we got out of them. So the seal tech that the OPA guy got was probably not from Mars, was from them then. Was from these people. But what are them? Where are they from? So they could be from Earth, they could be from Mars. Like, that's the thing, it's like, we're referring to Earth and Mars as like a single entity, but the reality is that people can do whatever the fuck they want, okay? So it could just be a renegade group from any of those places. It could be from a renegade group from the belt, even if you want to go into that. It could be anything. But the thing is that they do have super advanced tech. So where do they get the tech from? Who makes tech? You know, like, who does the research and all that shit? Where they got it? Like, they have to be some kind of... They had to have some kind of backup from a superpower in order to do that. Like, I don't know. They were not aliens. I mean, I don't know, but they didn't look like aliens. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if they were actually aliens or not, but, like, they didn't look like ones. They looked like humans. At least the one guy that we saw. So I don't know. Watch them be like time travelers or some shit like that. That would be really funny. But okay. Okay, let me skim through the episode, see what else to sort of talk about. Okay, we had this one scene with Christian and her grandson, I think, or whatever. They were looking at the sky. And they're like, there's just little rocks that burn up in the sky. They're looking like a starfall happening. And they say that not always they're so little, maybe sometimes they're bigger. It's like, why is the Earth being assaulted by meteorites or whatever? I don't know what those are. But like, is Earth actually under siege at all times and we just have this consistent defense going on? Is that it? Something like that? Okay, Miller. Okay, the scene with Miller that I didn't entirely understand what the fuck happened. He was looking for Busy, and he said, Busy's dead. Busy Batico. I'm gonna write down that name because I wrote it down badly. Batico. And then everybody laughed at him, and they said he's not dead yet. He's there. That's Busy, and it's the guy that they were looking at the screen. What the fuck is he doing? He's in a cockpit. journeying somewhere. He's traveling somewhere, and then he burned up. Everyone was cheering for him, and then they got disappointed when he didn't make it. Okay, the screen says 12 days, 7 hours, 13 minutes, 21 seconds. The fuck is that? What is that? What is happening? This I don't get. This I don't understand. Okay, I'm looking at the... So the bottom of the screen that they were looking at, it says there's multiple planets and there's like a path between them. That thing says busy, like busy, Bendy, Dawn, Pelican, and Canaan. So maybe multiple people that also... I'm confused about what the fuck this is. Because my immediate thought was uploading of consciousness. Of like, or like... body doppelganger. When one of the bodies is fake and the other one is real. Or literal time travel. Okay. I'm gonna stop with time travel because I enjoy time travel in media, but I can understand that it's not always there. But I'm trying to figure out what this is because, like, I want to say it's like, I don't know, like a video game where they are interacting with a virtual version of Busy that is not actually Busy and the real Busy is dead. But I don't know. Okay, there's a random ass scene that I'm looking at right now with Mr. Johnson. The latter date Saints took a considerable risk hiring you to build an Opu. I know. Tycho spins up asteroids. We didn't build ships, not till now. But trust me, it will be a ship no one will ever forget. That sounds like foreshadowing. And then they told him that he should be replaced. Okay, so my current theory probably is gonna be the one that I put the most into is the fact that maybe this guy, Johnson, Mr. Johnson, is that his name? Mr. Johnson, yeah. So he is the link for a bunch of builders, and I assume he's a builder himself. And they told him he was making a ship for this company, and then they told them, okay, we're gonna kick you out because they're concerned about you being a builder and all the things that are happening, so you're out. But the thing that I'm thinking about right now is that what if they actually build something so fucking crazy and then they like escape or like, because okay, so near the end of that scene he said like, okay, we gotta do some weird calibration thing, get all your men out of the ship, just let us do our thing. That to me sounds like, okay, get all your men off from the ship, all right, thank you, we're out with our ship, this is our ship now, fuck y'all. You know, this is assuming that the ship works. But that's what I'm imagining is that what if they actually just take the ship and just go away into space with it? What if they just go so far away into space that they find some weird shit? Because here's the thing about space. Space is full of weird shit that we don't know about. Because we can't go that far into space. Like, we literally can't. So the thing about exploring space is that you can come up with whatever you want because there's no limit to whatever the fuck you might find. So let's say that, for example, they enter a wormhole or some bullshit, and that, I don't know, again, takes them back in time or something. And they or not necessarily that, but they cross some kind of barrier and they reach, or they got to a different point and they begin a new civilization where time moves slower than it does for this side of the universe. and then they come back or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm thinking about right now. But it's one of those things that it's like, I don't know what this scene has to do with anything. And I also, there's a big mystery going on about what the fuck is happening and where all these groups are. So I'm just trying to come up with something about what the fuck it is. So I don't know. I literally don't know, but I need to address that scene because it happened. So Shed getting his head blown off is like the rawest shit I've seen in a while. It's really good. Because the head is like the rawest shit you can do. Like, I saw getting a full hole on their chest when I was watching Doctor Who. If you're only here for the Expanse, I recently watched an episode of Doctor Who where a character got a hole in their chest like this, and it was pretty raw. But the head is the rawest one. The head is the one that you don't fuck with, you know? It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if a character loses an arm, that sometimes is even cool, you know? It's like, oh shit, they lost an arm. But then after they recover, it can be a thing of like, now this character looks really cool because now they're like fighting with one hand only. Or maybe they got a cool prosthetic and the prosthetic has like a gun in it or some shit like that, you know? Usually you can work around losing an arm and it can be even cooler than it was when it was just a regular arm, you know? Legs, okay, you can do stuff with legs, but it heavily depends on what the universe you're in on is about, you know, because that is the difference between, okay, now I have a wheelchair and I'm fucked, I'm immediately uncooler than everyone else, or I have like rocket legs and it's the raddest shit ever. So it can be one or the other. The chest is like, okay, you're dead. Or in case you're Havelock, maybe you're not dead. You're just, I don't know why Havelock is alive, honestly. But it's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, that guy's gone. You know, if you see a giant hole in your chest, it's like, all right, you're done. If you get split in half, that's also really raw. That's like, okay, so that's like second place. First place is the head. First place is head blown off. Okay? Okay, so head is definitely the first place for the most fucked up. Second place is split in half. Third place is giant hole in your chest. And then it's legs. And then it's arms. Because arms can be even cooler, I think. Unless they take out both arms, then it can be really uncool and also kind of fucked. Because it's like, okay, now you got nothing. Alright? Unless you're like Jax in Mortal Kombat and you just get both metal arms and you just punch people with them, that's kind of cool. But it was pretty raw when he lost the arms too in MK9. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Alright. I like that when Holden went to find his like friends, he was like, oh shit. You know, it's like, oh shit. And then we just saw this fucking shot of like a body and nothing but gore and blood and no head. And he's like, oh shit. Damn it. There he goes. He rescues Naomi, he rescues Samus, and he rescues Alex. And I like that we bonded a little bit with the asshole, the Martian asshole. I think his last name was Lopez. And he actually got with us into the ship. We all got in here. Somehow. I don't know if it's gonna survive. Okay, so there's this moment where they're dodging bullets or whatever. Okay, so what happened is that the ship engines died, which made it so that they literally just started flying. Because that's something I was wondering. It's like, why are they able to just like walk, you know? So I guess what's going on is that while the ship has its engines on, there is an artificial level of gravity in it. Not necessarily Earth gravity, but some kind of gravity. So then they are... Because they don't have their boots on while they're running. Yeah, I don't think they do. They're just running. So then the ship artificial gravity turns off, and then they literally both start floating, and Holden goes up to Naomi, like puts this like rope or like thing on her, and then he like kicks her forward, like higher up. This allows him to this allows him to get close enough to the catwalk so then he can turn off his boots, and then the boots will stick to the catwall itself because it's close enough that the magnetism actually worked. I assume it's magnetism. And then the rope he tied on Naomi, and he just does that, get over here, and gets her back. And then she turns off her boots, I assume, and then both of them just make it. That was a good shot. That was a good action scene, quote unquote. I had a hard time understanding what went down like the first time, but I got it. It was really good. It's really good. I said this before already, but like I like how the show doesn't necessarily tell me what's happening. It just shows it to me. And then it's up to me whether or not I pierce it together or not. Lopez looks a lot better when he looks like shit, because his hair is like down. And he also kind of looks like he has a master beard. A little bit. It's just blonde. Okay, so then at the end, the captain, Captain Yao, she was a badass. But she ends up saying, okay, fuck it, self-destruct. And she just blows the Donator up. And blows up everyone who went with it. All the guys that went with it. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because it's a good thing, because now they won't get the survivors. Now they won't get Holden, Alex, Naomi, Amos. They won't get them, as well as Lopez, I guess. So they won't get them because they're dead, so they can chase them. Simultaneously, if they go up to like whoever and try to say, okay, this is what happened, somebody might go, where's the proof? And if they want to say, where's the proof? It's like, they can't point at anything and say, there it is, because there's nothing left. Everything got destroyed. So you can't look at the ships, you can't look at any of the people that attacked, like, they're all gone. So there's nothing to go on if they actually go to a place and say, hey, this is what happened. It's up to the people to actually say if they want to believe them. Because, like, the thing is that Holden might have started something that is so big that it might not actually matter already what happens. So, that's kind of fucked. Okay? But yeah, that's how the episode ends. They get away. And that's it. Okay. Boy. Oh boy. Okay. What else went down? I have no idea who those people are. I have no idea what that group is. Okay, let's talk about the blue shit. I mentioned it a little bit during the reaction, I think. But on episode 1, we saw the blue shit, which is this... So, we saw Julie Mao, and we saw the ship she was in, which I assume was the Scompuli. So, we saw her there, and then we saw the blue shit. We saw some weird blue shit generator or something. And then a person came off of it. And then she screamed. And it's like, okay, what the fuck did I just see? And then we just moved on, and that didn't come back. And it will come back at some point, but not right now. So it's like, okay, what the fuck was that? So now I'm thinking about the blue shit. Because I think I saw blue shit like once more on episode 2 or something. On like a ship. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. And then now we see this race of... I wanted to say race of people, but not really. It's just a group that I don't know where it comes from. And they're all wearing like blue. Like their helmets and blue and shit. I thought for a second there would be like blue aliens, but it's like no, they're just people and their helmets are blue. So it's like okay, sure, but I think that the usage of blue might be it might be like a clue, like a connection, like it's a visual representation of a connection rather than explaining to me what exactly it is. But that's just me though. That's just me trying to come up with something. But that's something I'm thinking about now, because like okay, it would be interesting if they actually say, okay, we found some like new material or some shit, which is the blue shit, and we're using that as fuel, and that allowed us to create like super like advanced tech, and that's where this group comes from, you know. And again, it reminds you of like Gundam a little bit. Like in Gundam Double, there is this thing called the GN particle, which is just a particle that a guy discovered, and then he was like, all right, let's build up the most amazing machinery that we can with this usage of this thing that I discovered as its engine, as the source of power. So then they were able to create like 4 mechs that were able to just fight the entire world, you know, because it's like we have this thing, and this thing is so fucking good, we can just use it to anything and it will just be the best thing ever. So I'm thinking maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's something like that. The blue shit might be a fuel of some kind that they can use and they've been using, and that's why these guys look blue, their ship looks blue, their helmets look blue, and that was the blue shit we saw at the beginning. That's just me connecting things based on nothing but a color. And if I'm right, I'm gonna be really happy about that one, because that was just a color and I just did some shit there. But okay, I think that's everything I have to say. I'm shook at how much this show doesn't give a shit. Previous episode, I was like, this show doesn't give a shit when they just impale Havelock. And then in this episode, it turns out that Havelock is alive, he's alright, a woman found him, and she's like, oh, help. Because it's like, thank God the lady was nice, because I feel like we don't see nice people in series. I feel like we only see assholes anarchists. That's the only kind of people we see. But it turns out that old lady was like, oh, get some help here, this man needs help. And it's like, okay, thank you, lady, for being a nice lady for once. And then Shed gets his head just disintegrated, which is like, all right, this is the kind of show we're gonna run with, and it's like, yeah, okay. I'm not even surprised. I'm just like, because again, like I said, we had this discussion. It's like, the head is the rawest one. Like, somebody's head just getting popped is the rawest one you can do. So the fact that they did that one in such a visceral way, and almost in like a funny way, when it's like, no, everything's gonna be gone, and then they just showed it as much as they could, and it's just like the head being sucked out, and they just stayed on that show for a while. It's like, all right, this is the kind of show it's gonna be, huh? And it's like, yep. So we're in for a ride. Like I said in the previous episode, I said I feel like the show just started. I feel like the show, what is the word I'm looking for? Because episode 3, I feel like the show started. Episode 4, I feel like shit went down, but not really, because I know for a fact that this is just like the first encounter. You know, this is just like, all right, we have a little bit of information, but this is just the first encounter. There's so much more of the show, but it really feels like shit just went down, like heavy time went down. So I guess next episode might be, I would assume it would be like, I don't know, the aftermath of this. You know, just like, oh, the janitor went missing, went silent, what happened to it? Maybe the crew with Holden and Alex and all those people, maybe they will reach somewhere. Okay, Phoebe, I forgot to talk about Phoebe. So Phoebe is the one quirky friend in Friends. She's the blonde one. And okay, never. That was an awful joke. Phoebe apparently is a station or a planet or both. It's a Phoebe station. Never mind that. And she, that station went down in the sense that it went silent. That's what they said. So they just lost all contact with that station. So they were like, okay, what happened to it? And then the Doniger was commanded to go there and see what the fuck happened. That's why the Doniger was here. And that's why they kept questioning all these people about Phoebe. They kept questioning Holden, hey, what do you know about Phoebe? What did you want to Phoebe? And no one knew what the fuck they were talking about. So they're asking, okay, Phoebe is apparently this station went silent. Everything, they just didn't know what happened to it. But then when they got there, they found that everyone was dead. All the bodies were just like incinerated, I think, like stuck to the walls. I don't know, something like that. I don't remember the specific details. Maybe it's important. Fuck it, I'll figure it out later. But most importantly, they said that they like the machinery itself was like destroyed. So it was like it was deliberately destroyed. So everyone was like, so somebody destroyed it, like on purpose. And it's like it appears to be the case. So now the common conclusion to make is that this group, this Blue Man group, are the people that destroyed Phoebe, killed everyone there, destroyed the machinery. For some reason they went there. For some reason they did that, so there might be a reason there that maybe we'll figure out later. And also there are the people that destroyed the Canterbury. For some reason they did that. So we still don't know. But it could just be an instigation of war. Of like, we want war to happen between the main conflicts, so we're trying to frame Mars. You know? But I don't know. That's all I got right now. I don't know where this is going. I really don't. I assume it's a rogue group trying to instigate war, but where they got their tech, what the blue shit is, what the first scene of the show is, and how does that come into place with this? What does the ship that the Mr. Johnson was building with his people, and what does that have to do with the plot? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the thing was with what was his fucking name? Bicky? Barry? Busy? I don't know what the fuck thing is with Busy. Wasn't Busy a rapper? Wasn't that a nickname for a rapper? No, I think I'm thinking of Wheezy. Right? Yeah, Wheezy was Lil Wayne. Wasn't Busy another rapper? No, I think I'm crazy. Alright. Little Busy. I don't know what the fuck that is. Body doppelganger, consciousness uploading. And apparently the OPA people, Macklemore, they know something. Like, they are looking at him. They're looking at this video or whatever. And they're like, why? He's up there. We're rooting for him. And then he just dies. I assume that was a live stream, not a video that was actually happening live. And I don't know what he was doing. Was he trying to escape Sirius? I don't know. Like, was he trying to fake his death in order to escape Sirius without anyone noticing? I don't know. Alright. That's all I got. I have a lot of questions. And yeah. I kind of have an F in the comments from my man Shed, who is now officially dead as shit. That's what the TXT says. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this TXT, by the way. The reason why I don't do this shit often, well, first of all, because I couldn't before, but now that I have the new camera setup, I can. But the problem is that this TXT is just gonna be me writing dumb shit the entire time, and it's gonna be a lot of things that are not correct. But I'm just gonna double down on those because that's just my thought process, and this is just gonna be a visual representation of my thought process the entire time. So, alright. I think we're done with episode 4. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Expanse. If you would like to see the next one, it's already up on Patreon as well as full length. Check out the links in the description. I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.